Yeah, the interesting thing is that, Colin and Hank have been steady. Malik's finally been practicing, so that's been good. Cap's been steady. J-Bo and Hudson Clement have both come along and had good camps. And Rio Sanders has emerged and started making plays. So it's like one guy has a good day one day, and the next day somebody else has a good day. So it's good to see. We have guys that are stepping up and making plays, so it's been good. Good camp. Guys are working hard.
Connection with Luke, how do you feel that's gone with those receivers and him?
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job of throwing and catching. I think the timing is pretty good for where it needs to be right now. There's always little details, little things we can get better at, but for the most part, I think our timing's been really good.
Bielema said Hudson and also J-Bo have really taken a step in the right direction over the last 10 days. What have you just seen over the last week?
I think the biggest thing is how they prepare, how they take care of their bodies and recovery every day and get themselves ready for the next day. I think they're getting more and more comfortable with the scheme, with the system. I think they're more and more comfortable with Luke. And that's the biggest thing. That's what I told all those guys. Hey, listen, we got to trust you, but your quarterback's got to trust you to be in the right spot relative to timing and spacing with him. So I think they're doing a good job with that.
And how has Malik looked since come back from that hamstring? And how's that competition for that X position?
He's looked good. He's the same thing. He's had good moments and bad moments, but for his first few days back, he missed like a whole week. So he's been really good. And the thing I love about that position over there, man, those guys are doing a good job of competing and pulling for each other. And competition makes everybody better in the room.
There's a lot of guys. Where do you want to be game week when it comes to sorting it out? What the rotation is going to look like? How many guys are going to play?
Yeah, we got a pretty deep room. I can imagine a lot of guys playing. I just want us to be consistent day in and day out. Not that we haven't, but it hasn't been to the level that we need it. But again, I can't say enough about how hard those guys are working. They're putting in the work every single day in the meeting room, taking care of their bodies and all that stuff. I mean, we're in the dog days of camp. We're getting closer to game week, but it's been a hard camp. It's been a good camp. We just need to be a little bit more consistent as a group.
How does versatility play into that? You got some guys obviously who can play two or three different positions.
Yeah, position flex is huge. Just like you said, we got guys that can play multiple spots. We don't have a lot of guys that get pigeonholed in the one spot. The way we teach our offense and the way we teach concepts here with Coach Lenny and Coach B is better than anywhere I've ever been. So those guys do a good job of knowing multiple roles, and that's the easiest way to get on the field is know how to play multiple positions.
Justin, how is Alexander Kapka Jones? What does he bring? What is different about him?
Consistency. Just same guy every day. Literally, he doesn't talk very much. But he shows up and he works. He's playing well. He's playing with some confidence. And that's I've told Cap that the whole time since he's been here, man. If he can just get out of his own head and just go play, I'm really proud of the camp he's had. He's working really hard. All those guys are, but you asked about Alex in particular, and I'm proud of him.
That consistency, how important? You just talk about earning trust. How important is that in earning Luke's trust and your guys' trust?
There's a reason why Luke threw it to Zakari and Pat. He trusted those guys. They were consistent in how they showed up and worked every day. Practice, Skelly, it didn't matter what period it was. So that's my biggest message to those guys is just keep showing up, man, keep being in the right spot, and Luke will trust you.
Do you still think, like, going into week one, is it kind of wide open about how many snaps people are going to get or catches? Like, in your mind, is it still kind of, wide open?
No, yeah. To me, it's who shows up and the most consistent throughout camp. And, we're not finished. We haven't even broke camp yet. So we hadn't even started thinking about all that stuff. But just showing up, man, just keep stacking days. We got a couple more days of practice before we get into game week. So it'll be good competition.
Explosive plays were a big part of the offense last year. A lot of deep throws over the top. Have you seen some guys emerge as deep threats so far?
Yeah, we have. Like I said, it's kind of been like a different guy every day. We do so much scale and so many team periods. There's deep balls, a lot throughout practice. So different guys every day have made those plays. A couple guys have made them, then not made them the next. But usually when you don't make one, they come back the next day and they make them. So just like I said, we just got to continue to be consistent, continue to work.
Have you seen Hudson comfortable with the Z or on the outside? What have you seen from him there?
Yeah, I think it's helped his confidence. The great thing about it is he played so much in the slot, we could easily put him back there, and I think he'd be fine. But I think he's gained a lot of confidence in being out there. Everybody has their comfort zone, not necessarily comfort zone, but where they feel a little bit more comfortable. But I told him the best thing for him is that we made him uncomfortable in the slot, and he's done a really good job on the outside.
Just him and Colin versatility. I mean, that's gonna be great with Hank
Yeah,
right there.
position flex, man. Like all of them. Like Malik can play both sides. Kapka can play both sides. J-Bo can play both sides. Like it's Ashton Hollins. I think he could probably play all three. You know, it's those guys have done a really good job of studying and being prepared.
Where does some of these really younger guys, Braden, Tyshawn, sort of fit into the mix right now?
It's a deep room. Braden and Tyshawn both, especially Braden, have shown unbelievable flashes, and then he shows flashes of being a freshman. But I can't tell you how proud I am of him and how he's worked and how he's approached this camp. We have thrown a lot at him. I literally can't even imagine. We didn't go to school early when I was in college. We just showed up in August. He at least was here in the spring, and where he was in the spring to where he is right now is it's night and day. So I'm really proud of him, and Tyshawn keeps coming along and having good days as well. So I'm proud of both of them.
Is blocking a separator for these guys with this kind of depth, and maybe how much you want to be in one tight end personnel?
Yeah, it's a trust thing, I mean, that's what I tell them all the time. If somebody's running the ball behind you or we're throwing bubbles behind you, we got to be able to trust you. And those are our guys. Like I said, our guys, like Coach B says all the time, if we have to coach strain, we don't have a chance. So our guys strain. There's some technique things we got to clean up, obviously, but the majority of that room, I'd say all the guys in that room do a great job of blocking and playing without the football.
I would have imagined Rio would have kind of maybe pouted last year after what happened and the success he had in JUCO. What did you see out of him just to kind of deal with last year mentally and even emotionally?
Unbelievable attitude. Just a credit to him. I can't say enough about Mario's attitude and how he approached every day. He went down there and worked. Like literally, we'd get in the staff room and Coach Henry would be like, we can't cover Mario Sanders, And so Coach B does a great job. I make cut-ups for him with showing plays and stuff like that from the look team stuff. So I'm proud of his approach. I think that has a lot to do with where he is right now and why he's doing so well. Can't say enough of good things about him. I'm so proud of him.
What's unique about Bullock that he brings to that X group especially?
Length, they're all bigger guys, but J-Bo and Ashton both. It's the length and the catch radius that just makes those guys. Those 6'5" guys are freaking hard to cover. The ball doesn't have to actually exactly be in the perfect spot. If you just get it relatively close, those guys do a good job of going and making plays.